What's really good? Hello everyone, this is Rob Wallace here with the Undercover Music Collective. Today I'm talking with Joe. How's it going?
All right, how you doing, Rob?
So where are you from, Joe?
New York,
New York, New York.
Brooklyn, New York.
So you start playing drums back in New York?
Yeah, back in New York. Well, actually, right after high school, I was living in New Jersey at the time. I started playing it, and of course, moving back to New York, always played. You know, like every musician in New York, you play, you work a day job. So I've always done that.
So what got you started playing the drums?
Uh, I'd have to say listening to James Brown
James Brown?
as a kid. I love the groove, I love the rhythm, the intensity. And I knew that as a kid, this is what I eventually would want to do. I just wish I had started playing earlier. I started playing much later, but James Brown.
Cool.
James Brown, soul, funk, a lot of R&B that my parents listened to, but the main influence was James Brown. So that's what made me want to play.
So before you came to Shanghai, you were playing this James Brown groove in New York?
In New York, actually with a lot of funk rock bands, like sort of, really early Chili Pepper influence bands, Fishbone influence. I mean, a funk groove, a heavy funk groove on the bottom, a lot of guitar on the top, and like some sort of like hip hop vocals and stuff like that. Those hip hop vocals on top. A lot of bands like that in New York. And when I hooked up with this singer named Carlton J. Smith, who I perform with now, I got back more into soul and R&B. I mean, not that I ever left it. I mean, it was always there. That's always been my style. But I got back into playing like a lot more Motown, a lot of Stax, Sly Stone, stuff like that. So, funk and rock, I'd say my two favorites.
Cool. So how long have you been playing here in Shanghai?
In Shanghai, about going on 5 years, we're playing here in Shanghai. Started coming here in 2006, back and forth ever since. But like the base has pretty much always been Shanghai.
And how has the scene changed since you've been here?
I would say I've seen a lot more clubs open up, which I think is great. There's a lot more places to go jam now. There's a lot more musicians in town. And I think the beautiful thing about Shanghai is like even though the city is very big, the musician community is very small. And this is one of the few places I've been where the musicians actually stick together, help each other out. So I think that's great. And as far as the scene changing, a lot more good players around, a lot more places to jam. It's very. I think that this city is very open-minded musically. So that's what I really like about it, and I see that happening all the time when I'm here. So I really appreciate that.
So being here for a few years now, what's your favorite place to play?
My favorite. Let's see. There's a lot of them. I mean, there's a lot of favorites for different reasons. I would say I'm playing at Chinatown now. That's a really good place. I love how that's set up. Jay-Z's is really good to play at. I've been fortunate to do some shows there. Brown Sugar's a really great place. And for just straight up rocking out, I have to say Anar is very good. Loon and this other joint called BD's. If you just want to go hang and play, like to me, those three places are great for that.
Mm-hmm. And so your funky James Brown sound, has that changed at all since you've been here in Shanghai?
It hasn't really changed. It's just I would say I play it a lot louder than I probably used to. So it's like a loud James Brown with the intensity of maybe like Led Zeppelin or something like that. But the funk and the style is always there, just depending on heavier or lighter, depending on where I'm playing.
Cool. So some rock and some James Brown mixed together.
Yeah. But the groove is always going to be a funk groove, R&B, soul groove. So
funk groove.
And some rock intensity, I guess.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing your funk rock sound.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This is Rob Wallace for the Undercover Music Collective.